Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please do the right thing, subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever makes sense for you, just do it. So today in our Daily Trendz video, we start in Midrand. I'm hearing that there's a wheelchair that is skipping robots that side. Let's watch.
Which one is this one? Stopping at the robot even. Traffic cop who is stopping. Oh, I thought he's stopping him. I know we'll finish him, this one. He's entering. What is happening? Oh. So come here, kitchen
Interesting. So if you look at this road, I think this road is one of those roads. It's called New Road, if I'm not mistaken, in Midrand. It looks like it's coming from the side of the highway, the N1, towards the old Pretoria Road, headed to the Rand Airport. It's called Rand Regional Airport in Midrand. If you look at the wheelchair, if he was gonna go to the left, I think he was gonna go down to the side of Teasers, towards Centurion, that area, if you know that area. Or if he's gonna turn right, he's gonna go towards the Gautrain and the Boulder Small and all that. But it looks like this guy went straight ahead. Is this an electric wheelchair? It looks like it's an electric wheelchair, and it's gonna cross the first road, which is like the first lane, to the next one. Unfortunately, the video is gonna end before we can see whether he's gonna cross the last lane, but it looks like the guy is not abiding by the law, because everybody that is using the road, including bikers, cyclists, pedestrians, cars or drivers, they all have to abide by the law. They all have to abide by the traffic laws. But our Mr. Wheelchair on here is not abiding by the law. It looks like he's late for his flight though. It looks like he's late for the flight because he's headed towards the Rand Regional Airport in Midrand. This looks like an advanced wheelchair. The guy has brakes. You can see the review mirrors on his wheelchair. You can see he's got a nice backpack. It looks electric. So just because you're on an electric wheelchair, sir, doesn't mean you can just disrespect traffic laws like this, especially during traffic hours. But let's talk about what happened here. So he applies the brakes. He applies the brakes and stop at the robot. If you listen to the people that are taking the video, they're surprised that the traffic cops didn't stop the wheelchair guy. But why would you stop the wheelchair guy? Because I feel like this is the perception about people. They think that the roads are only made for vehicles. Roads are not only made for vehicles, they're made for cyclists, bikers, wheelchairs, pedestrians, everyone. Buses, well, they're not made for trains, of course, and aircraft can land on roads. So they're not only made for cars, guys. So roads are not only made for cars. I think it's something that maybe we need to take into consideration, that roads are not only made for cars. Aircrafts can land on these roads as well. That's why you also see these guys pushing those trolleys. They are made for everyone, guys. They're not gonna stop you just because you're pushing a trolley, because roads are made for everyone. So that's why traffic cops did not stop this guy. I said he skipped the robot because this is what he did. The robot is still red, but watch what's gonna happen. It's still red. It's still saying green for the cars that are crossing, but his robot is still red if you check there in front of you. And then he's gonna skip the robot. He's gonna skip the robot because that's skipping the robot. He left before the robot was green. Such an unsafe driving, Mr. Wheelchair. I know probably you are late for your flight or whatever, because it looks like it's headed to the airport, and with his backpack there, if he was headed to the Gautrain, he would have turned right, and then if he was headed to Centurion, he would have turned left, but he's going straight towards the Rand airport. So unsafe driving, especially during traffic hours. You can see there's a lot of cars on the road, and there's sirens, traffic cops passing, all that. It's a busy day, but this guy chose to skip the robot. Such an unsafe driving, guys. So we need to be mindful of that. And also we need to learn that just because I'm using a wheelchair doesn't grant me the right to skip the robot. That's what I wanted to say, that you're not going to just skip robots just because you're a biker or you're on a wheelchair or you're a cyclist. You still have to abide by the rules. That's why pedestrians also have to wait until the light is green. Yeah, this kind of behavior is not allowed, guys. This kind of behavior. But roads are not only made for vehicles, they're also made for pedestrians, aircrafts, people on wheelchairs, cyclists, bikers. Everybody can use the road. So that's why you need to be mindful when you're driving your car, when you're on a wheelchair, when you're cycling. You're not only controlling your own motor vehicle or whatever transport you're using, you're also driving other people's cars. And anything can happen to him, and then we will be talking a different language here. So let's be mindful, guys. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. What do you guys think about this video? Was the Mr. Pedestrian correct to skip the robot and cross lanes while his red light is still flashing? I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear you, because sometimes as pedestrians, I also do it as well. Sometimes I'll skip the road and then wait for the car to pass, and I'll skip the lane even though my light is flashing red. But it's not safe. This can't be safe. This can never be safe at all. Yeah, let's move on, guys.